For as long as most of us can remember, finding stuff online has followed a really simple pattern, right? You type a question, you get a list of links. But that whole system, the very bedrock of how we navigate the internet, is going through a massive, once-in-a-generation shift.
So, let's get right into it. Why is this happening now? Well, the answer involves a kind of invisible arms race that's been going on for years, a major crisis of trust, and of course, a brand new technology that is totally rewriting the rules of the game.
To really get where we're going, we first have to understand the system we've all been living in. See, for as long as search engines have existed, there's been this entire industry built around mastering them. It's called SEO. At its heart, SEO has always been about reverse engineering. It's figuring out what a search engine like Google values, what its secret recipe is, and then tweaking your website to tick all those boxes. The whole goal? To climb higher up that famous list of blue links.
Now, doing this involves a huge checklist of tasks. First, you've got the on-page stuff, the things you can actually see on the site. This is all about making the content super clear, not just for you, the human reading it, but for the search engine's little robots too. We're talking about things like getting the right keywords in the right places, making sure the text is easy to scan, and of course, making the page load lightning fast.
And then there's the technical side, all the work that happens under the hood where you'd never notice. This is all about making it easy for the search engine to crawl your site, to understand its structure, and to trust that it's legitimate. It's the behind-the-scenes effort to basically speak the search engine's language perfectly.
For years, we all just kind of assumed that the best optimized pages, the ones at the top, were also just the best pages, period. But what if that's not true? What if the very act of optimizing a page for a robot actually makes it less trustworthy for a human?
And this is where it gets really fascinating. A 2022 study dropped an absolute bombshell. Researchers showed people a bunch of different health websites. Some were heavily optimized, others weren't. The result was just stunning. People consistently said the non-optimized pages felt more expert and more credible.
And you can see exactly why right here. Just look at the comments for the non-optimized sites. Overwhelmingly positive. People called them competent, reputable, but now look at the optimized sites. It's a real mixed bag, with people calling them out for having ads or just not feeling objective. It's a night and day difference.
So this begs the question, who is actually doing all this optimizing? Well, the data shows a pretty clear divide. The optimized pages, they're mostly commercial sites, media companies, people with a financial reason to get your eyeballs. Meanwhile, those non-optimized pages that people trusted more, they were often from doctors' offices, public authorities, and nonprofits.
So you can see how this created a huge problem for Google. If people start feeling like the top results are just the best marketed results and not actually the best answers, they're going to lose trust in Google itself. So what did Google do? It got into a constant arms race, pushing out massive algorithm updates to try and reward real quality.
And we can see Google fighting this war on two fronts. You had updates like the one in August 2025, which was like a sniper attack. It went after specific spammy tactics like stuffing pages with keywords and punished the sites that were breaking the rules. But then you had the December 2025 update. That was a core update, which is way bigger. It was a foundational shift designed to completely rebalance how the entire system judges what good content even is.
The message coming from Google through all of this is crystal clear. The new mantra is relevance. They are desperately trying to shift the rewards away from sites that are just good at playing the SEO game and towards sites that are genuinely helpful to actual human beings. It's all about putting the user first, not the algorithm.
But just as this epic battle over relevance and trust was hitting its peak, a new technology showed up. And it didn't just change the rules, it basically threw the entire rulebook into a bonfire. And with it, a whole new discipline was born.
So say hello to Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO for short. This is not about getting your link on a list anymore. Oh no, this is about influencing the AI itself. It's about making sure your ideas, your data, your brand get baked into that single, synthesized answer the AI spits out.
And this slide right here, this explains everything. For 20 years, the absolute holy grail was to get one of those top spots in the 10 blue links. But in this new world of geo, the goal is so much bigger. It's to become part of, or maybe even to be, the one right answer.
And you can probably guess what this means. All the old ways we measured success are becoming obsolete. Forget about click-through rates. The new game is all about brand new metrics, like a generative appearance score, which just means how often does the AI even mention you, or your share of AI voice when it does mention you, what percentage of its answer is based on your info. It is a total paradigm shift.
Okay, so we've got a crisis of credibility in the old world of search colliding with a technological revolution that's building a totally new one. So what in the world does this all mean for you, the person who's just trying to find an answer to a question online?
Well, here's the big takeaway. The internet is basically shifting from being a library where you can browse a bunch of different books to being an oracle that just gives you one single definitive answer. This could mean the end of the digital second opinion. When we got a list of links, we're kind of encouraged to compare sources. But when we get one authoritative sounding answer, well, that critical step can easily just vanish.
And that leaves us with a really big, really important question as we move from a search engine that gives us options to a generative engine that gives us answers. When the machine gives you what it claims is the one right answer, who or what is left to ask for that second opinion?